This feels like the end, but Leroy and Cerrone, they've been here before. Leroy lurking, eyes locked in, and he pulls it loose! He's got the steal with 5 seconds left. He looks up, finds Cerrone. Cerrone catches, steps into it. A 3 for the win! He hit it! Cerrone from downtown. Leroy to Cerrone, they have done it again. They've done it.
Give out the math for the show. 617-779-0985. Y'all make sure y'all call in if you like what you're hearing. Cerrone, how you doing out there, man?
Doing pretty good, man. How about yourself, man? How you doing?
Listen, I've been on vacation for a week. I'm not here to brag. I'm just here to tell the truth. And I am doing absolutely fine. My energy level, you know, like when you're playing 2K, you're playing Madden, and the energy level drops, and you see they're like, man, go sit them down.
Got the Gatorade cup under your feet?
Yeah, I'm at 100%, baby. I'm feeling good, refreshed. No getting up at 4:30 in the morning.
Oh, man.
Getting up 8, 9, 10 o'clock, eating good. Whenever.
Going back to sleep.
Oh, my God. So this is just, it's been phenomenal. It feels so good to be back in here. I do love doing this. I know you love doing it. Just a great time. So again, the number is 617-779-0985. You can also watch us on YouTube. Just look up 985 The Sports Hub live, and we are there too, having a ball as usual. Before we get started, and we got a lot to talk about. There's a lot on the sports menu. Like, yeah, I'm going to try not to yell. I know you guys don't like yelling, so I'm going to calm down.
No, it's good. It's good for business.
I'm going to keep it calm.
It's good for business.
Before we do, now last week, George came up with the music for the day, and today he's doing it again. George, if you would, introduce the music of the day.
All right, so the music of the day, bestowed upon me by yours truly, Leroy, who usually takes the reins, but we are in midst of the bye week for the Patriots, and when it's the bye week, no Patriots football, we just had to show some love for the ladies tonight.
Oh, ladies' night. I like that.
It's going to be a Soulful Saturday. Shout out to the ladies.
Yeah.
All-female hip-hop and R&B today.
There we go. Now, George and I were talking before the show. He was talking about, since it is a bye week, the ladies tend to grab the fellas and say, hey, let's go shopping. It's the holiday season and all that good stuff. And we were just talking. And, Cerrone, I got to ask you this, too. Which one do you prefer?
Don't get me in trouble.
No, I'm not going to get you in trouble.
Go ahead.
Brothers unite. I wouldn't do that. Which one do you prefer? Do you prefer the satisfaction of going to the store and getting a gift, or ordering and having that gift show up at your front door?
Oh, you mean like if I'm buying this for myself?
Or just a gift in general, like for family? It's the holiday season. Which one gives you more satisfaction? Which one puts a smile on your face?
Well, for me personally, like I just recently purchased, got a new computer for myself.
God bless.
That going, well, put it like this. I ordered it, but walking in the Best Buy and grabbing that box and tucking it under your arm.
Yeah.
That's a feeling that'll never go away. That's a good feeling. As opposed to someone just throwing it at your front door, taking a picture of it. It's something about going in there, picking out what you want for yourself. It's for myself. Picking out what you want and paying for it, staying in line with the box and getting what you want and heading on home. And the joy of, I can't wait to get home. I can't wait to get home to open it up, plug it up, or set up what I'm gonna do before I, to set myself up for this new gift when I get home. That's a great feeling. But when someone just, like I said, some random guy opens his trunk and throws it up at the front door, he leaves it out in the rain. Someone steals it, gets caught on the Ring camera. That's not for me. But when I'm buying stuff for other people, it doesn't matter how we get it. As long as I get it, that's all that matters.
We've mentioned Best Buy quite a few times on this show.
Yes, Lord. I've been there about 10 times the last 2 weeks.
Can I just say, maybe Best Buy, if you're out there listening, I got 2 ideas. Number one, and I got no shame because people do this all the time. The Leroy and Cerrone show.
Mm-hmm.
What's up with some sponsorships? You know what I mean? I mean, we got quite a few things going on. Best Buy, if you hear me, holla at us.
Yeah, Circus City, don't come calling up here. And Radio Shack, like, yo, we can do something for you.
We coming back, baby. We all set. The other thing, and this might sound extremely weird, but I'm dead serious. Best Buy needs to put out candles. And what I mean by that, because when you walk into Best Buy, it has a certain scent that for men, I know that gives us comfort. I don't know what they spray. I don't know what they use.
It's burning wires, man.
Well, then put it in a candle, and I would buy it yesterday.
Let me tell you something. You're on to something because I know you've done this. My wife, every time she goes to TJ Maxx or Home Goods, I act like I don't want to go, but I really like going in there. It's hard to explain. And I run straight to the candle section.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They have a collection there. There's a couple I got, a couple lit around here somewhere. It's called Man Cave.
Ooh.
Yes, that's what it does when you light it. It makes that noise you just did right there. That's what you get. When you light it, that's what you get. It's called Man Cave.
You flick the lighter, and you light the candle, and it goes, woo!
And then Sade just starts playing out of nowhere. It's amazing. It's fantastic. But it's called Man Cave. I've been buying this candle for a couple years now. You get them at Home Goods, TJ Maxx, whatever. Mm-hmm. And yo, ladies, guys like the scents. We love if the right smell. It doesn't have to smell like your stuff.
Right.
It's our stuff.
Right.
It's a certain sense that guys are going. Take your man to Home Goods at TJ Maxx and let him shop. Don't help him.
Right.
Let him shop around on his own.
We like
see what he comes up with.
Burning wood.
Yes.
What other?
Leather.
Yeah.
Leather musk.
I have to admit, though, at one time I was really into Skittles candles. They had candles.
Skittles, that's candles.
And it was layers of Skittles scents that you would go through. But I used to get
Really?
It. I did.
Man, you got to get what's the big candle company? What's the big one?
I don't know.
The most famous one. Oh, my goodness.
I don't know.
But this is called Lavender Cashmere. And it's a sweater. Oh, my God.
Lavender Cashmere.
Someone listening knows. They know. Lavender. It's like cashmere, lavender. Yes, get the Googling. Yes.
617-779-0985. Fellas, don't front. You know you love candles, too. Speaking of candles, Cerrone, last night, y'all know it's the holiday season. Last night, man, I mean, the wifey and I, we put up the Christmas tree. My son came over. We were really in the holiday spirit. Had the hot chocolate going, the Christmas music going. Baby girl done went to YouTube and put on a video that had a log fire going.
Yep, I love it. It can go for 4 hours too, man. Yes.
It was so great. And you know what would have made the night absolutely complete, Cerrone?
Lavender Cashmere.
Well, that and the Lakers and Celtics game was coming on. I said, here we go. Celtics, Lakers. It's about to be a movie tonight. This is what the holiday season is all about. And ladies and gentlemen, what we got last night was absolutely garbage. What an embarrassment for the NBA. Cerrone, for the first time in a long time, once I found out LeBron James and Luka weren't going to play, I almost didn't turn the game on. I almost didn't turn the game on. What an embarrassment.
It's a bad look for the league. It's a bad look for the networks. And most importantly, it's a really bad look for the players themselves. And they're like, well, they won the second night of a back-to-back. So? And it's basketball. What do you mean? And you're only playing for 30 minutes.
Cerrone,
you can't get a half-hour hoop out of you?
Cerrone, it's beyond just basketball. This is the Celtics and Lakers. This is what the NBA is all about. And then you got Amazon, my 4K TV. If my 4K TV could talk, it would have said, oh, you want me to work tonight, huh? You ready to put me to work? Amazon, 4K, it's about to be, I'm going to set it up for you. That's what my TV would have said.
Yep, nice and clear.
Everything was all set up. Again, it's the holiday season. Friday night, Celtics, Lakers. No LeBron, no Luka. I was glad the Celtics were whooping behind, but who was shocked? Nobody was shocked by it.
You got an Austin Reeves free throw contest for 2.5 hours.
What a disappointment. What a freaking disappointment that was. And it's something that we've been dealing with. You and I both love the NBA tremendously. We can't cover them for this. Not at all. I wouldn't cover them for other things. But this right here, that was terrible. I'm sure their offices, they were in there throwing stuff around.
And think about it, man. You're already, what are we, a month into the season? A month and a half, maybe? Mm-hmm. Luka out, LeBron out, Kyrie out, Zion out, Wemby's out, Giannis is out. I mean, they're all out. There's who's left?
I know. And I'm not
saying it's only a month old and everybody's like already taking time off.
Right.
Like, can LeBron and Luka, can they even qualify for postseason awards? You can only miss 15 games? Like, you try to tell me they're gonna play the rest of the season? Cats are already scrapped away from winning anything at the end of the year because they sat out.
Unbelievable.
And you can't get a real gauge of who are the good teams, who's real, who's bad. Right. You don't know because there's nobody there, and there's nobody playing defense, and nobody's playing hard, and it's just a bunch of guys scoring 30 a night.
And then
it's bad basketball.
And then back to last night, I just got to say, I tried to get tickets to go to the game.
Oh, my God.
Could you imagine? I feel bad for the people who went and bought tickets and went to that game expecting to see LeBron. At the least, Luka, he's had some issues or whatever. So going into the game, you're like, all right, he's probably not going to play. But LeBron, you just played against Toronto. And then you go to the game. The stars were out. They were ready to, be seen on TV and all that. And no Luka, no LeBron. No Marcus Smart, and I know he's not on their level, but still, that was part of the story.
It's part of a draw,
it was part of it, and nothing.
And you think people, like you said, Luka's kind of been in and out, but a lot of people bought tickets for that game a month ago.
Yeah.
They didn't know. They didn't anticipate. You got Bronny James in garbage time.
Sitting in the corner. Except for that first three, I said, okay, Bronny. But then after that, I kept my eyes on him, and they just sent him to the corner. They don't want him on the court either. I'm telling you.
No.
And the thing, George said this before we went on air, and I didn't think about it. If you are a LeBron sexual and you went to that game last night, guess what? You might not ever see him again.
You were thinking this might be his last
That
go-round.
might have been his last time in the Garden, and you just got your heart ripped out. Listen, we got to take a quick break. The phone line's already going. Cerrone, they want to talk sports, but some want to talk.
The Cashmere, baby.
Yeah, Yankee Candle Talk is going on,
that's
too.
it, Yankee. That's the one.
Yankee Candle Talk, 617-779-0985. I'm Leroy Irvin. He's Cerrone Battle. We're just having fun. Tell a friend to tell.
More Lee. Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
I'm going to bring this up in the entertainment report. I thought you was going to play this song with the vocals, which would have included Diddy. And I don't know if we could be doing that right now.
I'm out on that right now. So many hits that he's produced, but yeah, I'm out now.
We'll talk about that later on the entertainment.
I'm 3 episodes in. That's all I got to say.
Me
We'll
too.
talk about it. Don't you worry. 617-779-0985. We were talking about the Celtics and Lakers game last night, which ended up being a dud before it even started. If you're a LeBron sexual, you got robbed. Because like my man George reminded me, that might have been the last time LeBron James comes to Boston to play. And if you were in the building and you spent your hard-earned money, I'm praying for you. Because it was a dud. It was a dud before it even started. Thank God the Celtics won, but, I mean, still. We might have to light a candle, Cerrone, for the NBA.
Cashmere.
A cashmere
candle.
And if you're just joining us, somehow, some way, we ended up getting on Candle Talk, which we're saying, ladies, don't be afraid to buy your man some candles because we do love candles. We don't want the bubblegum scent.
Yeah.
We don't want, I don't know what the other ones are, but we do.
Cornucopia love.
Yeah,
It's
we
like
don't want that garbage. Get that out of here. Let's go to Elvis in Lakeville. Elvis, what's going on?
What's up, guys?
What's up?
Leroy and Cerrone. My goodness. I've been trying to get in touch with you guys for months.
Okay.
So, yeah, the candles definitely work. Last night it was like all night long.
Oh, my man, Elvis. That's another part we forgot to forget. We forgot to mention, Cerrone.
what's that?
You like them candles. It might be.
It's slow burn.
All night long. Lionel Richie. Let's go to Tom in Pembroke. Tom.
I actually listen to you guys because I like your Celtics talk. Last time I called you, it was to say, individually, you're the best two Celtics analysts. You put you guys together, it's like magic.
Oh, appreciate it.
To get me to call in, we got to talk. We got to talk candles.
There you
Will you
go.
believe I am at Yankee Candle right now? Cerrone, what kind of candle would you like right now? I'm literally there, and you guys got Best Buy as a sponsor.
No,
Here,
we're trying
Yankee
to
we
Candle,
wish.
some money.
We're trying
Today
to-
is Yankee Candle Day.
Okay.
$12, all large candles. That's why I'm at the Yankee Candle right now. But suddenly I'm there for you two.
Okay. Cerrone.
Yes, Lord. Cashmere. It's got 3 sweaters stacked up on the bottle.
I will be
There's
sniffing and
cashmere to
smelling
point you in the right
and listen
direction.
to you guys talking about how will the Celtics do against some real competition.
Oh,
but candles get me to call.
There you
Celtics
go.
get me to listen. Thanks, fellas.
What's up, Tom? Appreciate it. And no, we do not have Best Buy sponsors. I just
No. Lord, please.
We were suggesting perhaps, maybe,
If someone knows someone, tell a friend to tell a friend.
tell a friend. Real quick, before we move on to the Celtics, how many candles will you light at one time?
1, you don't want the scents clashing.
This guy's a guru.
Now, my wife, she got 1 in the living room, she got 1 in the kitchen, and 1 corner of the kitchen, and then 1 by the dining room.
I thought you was going
And then you turn the air on, and when the air is blowing in the house, it blows it around.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna give you one more. I don't know who's all listening. I'm gonna look around.
Okay.
Yankee, I believe, sells this. Okay, you know how you change your filters on your HVAC system?
Yes.
They have a thing you can put in the filter. So when you turn your AC or your heat on, it blows the cashmere through the house.
Cashmere.
Let me stop right there. I'm going to get y'all in trouble tonight. Somebody going to have, in 9 months, going to have some kids running around here. Let me stop.
Well, Adam Silver probably would love some candles right now to help calm him down because Celtics Lakers was supposed to be a big deal, and it was a dud. It was a dud. Let's go to the phones. People want to talk about it. Let's go to Brian in Norwood. What's up, Brian?
I got nothing on asexual LeBron or baby making candles, but I was calling. I feel like I'm becoming my dad now, trying to force feed my sons on things like Celtics Lakers or the big time of like watching the Yankees and Red Sox. And if anything, they 15. They're sports junkies, and they said to me, "Dad, you know it's like the college conference week, or you watch Ohio State, Michigan, which I could care less about because I'm a hometown team, and I'm teaching them to like listen to the radio and watch the broadcast of the hometown guys.
Yep.
I'm turning into my dad.
No.
So this year, Leroy, I want to challenge you. I want you to take your kids to Christmas with Cerrone witnessing, and I want to hear about you running around doing sprints at Christmas just like your dad. That's all I got. Merry Christmas.
All right, appreciate it. I have no idea he was talking about at the end, but I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, rivalries, it's tough. If you got young kids and you're trying to tell them about what it was like, the one that I tend to tell my kids about, because they either weren't born yet or they were really, really young, obviously was 04. Well, not just 04, but with the Red Sox and the Yankees, 03, 04, everything before that, and how intense it was and how personal we all took it, and how the next day was ruined after a loss. Like, it was serious, man. If somebody from New York came to Boston and they had on a Yankees hat, it got a little too serious. Now, I'm not condoning violence, but that's what it was, and vice versa. You couldn't go to New York wearing Red Sox gear. It was intense, and it was somewhat that way when it comes to the Lakers and the Celtics. And last night, it felt like death when it comes to that rivalry.
You know, as you were talking and the caller, it hit me, man. I'm not going to blame the players or the leagues for ruining the rivals, because I think they're all kind of trying to do their thing. The Celtics had new uniforms. NFL, they got these rival weeks and different uniforms. They're trying to keep it going. The fan killed the rival. We did. Social media.
Wait, Cerrone, hold on.
Yeah.
You said the fans killed the rivalry.
Yes.
All right, hold on to that. When we get back, we got to talk about that. Plus, more calls. I see you guys. Please hold on. We'll get to you. It's Leroy and Cerrone, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening. Two local guys, lots of local sports talk. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
All right, welcome back. 98.5 The Sports Hub, Leroy and Cerrone show. This song right here is Brandy. I believe it's Sitting in My Room.
That is correct.
You know, I was sitting in my room last night just disgusted at what I was seeing on TV. Celtics Lakers is supposed to be a big deal. It was rubbish. It was garbage. It was trash before tip-off. Once we all found out LeBron James and Luka were not going to play, it was a wrap. This is really, really bad. We both love the NBA. There are a lot of NBA fans out there. This was a bad look for the NBA. Really, really bad. Cerrone, before we went to break, you said that the fans killed the rivalry. If you could, please tell us more about that before we go to the phones.
For example, me, you, guys our age, George, guys older than us, we grew up watching, just hate being on site. Lakers Celtics was on site. Yankees Red Sox on site. Ohio State, Michigan, Duke UNC. But what's happened over the years, the next group down, guys in their 30s, 20s, teenagers, whatever, they grew up in a social media world where we praise the player over the team.
Okay.
And when you put everything into the player, you could care less where he plays. Think about it. You're a LeBron fan. I'm about we call them the Bronisexuals. Where you at? What's your favorite team?
Whatever team he's on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You were Cavs fans. Then you were Heat fans. Then you were the Cavs fans again. Then you were a Heat and then a Laker fan now. It's if you're Luka fan, are you Mavericks Luka or you Lakers Luka? Yeah, oh man, Kyrie. Okay, are you a Mavericks Kyrie, Celtics Kyrie, Nets Kyrie, Cavs Kyrie? Which Kyrie are you? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You're a KD fan. These are guys that carried an era of basketball, a generation of hoop. KD, James Harden, Kawhi, multiple Spurs Kawhi, Toronto Kawhi, Clippers Kawhi, Westbrook done been on 10 different. These are the greatest players of this era, and yet they have no team to be attached to them. They're not known. You knew Jordan and the Bulls. You knew Magic. You knew Larry. You knew Tim Duncan. You knew Kobe. You knew Dirk. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm getting at? Now you got an era where it's all about the individual player. So because of that, the rivals don't feel the same. But what gets people going is, oh man, Tatum versus Luka. The individual player versus player matchup now is taking over the team rival. And that's what's killing it when it comes to the NBA. The NFL, I think it doesn't feel the same in the NFL because more fans, there's a lot of fans that care about their team, their rival, who they beat. But you have a massive wave of fans who care about the parlay, the fantasy, and then just that whole aspect of it, and not the individual team. They can have 15 games on at one time and not care. Whereas a real fan of a team, I don't care who else is on. The Patriots on. I'm not watching anybody else,
Right.
Unless it's halftime. There's some people who have no allegiance to nobody. They're just watching the fantasy and watching the parlay and watching 10 games on TV at one. Just enjoy Red Zone all day, every week. Like, yo, ain't you you don't like the Dolphins no more? I casually look in as they're checking their fantasy and checking their parlays and see if they hit. The fan has taken that experience away. The NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, they haven't changed who they are because they want the rival. They want you to buy the jerseys. They want you to be fighting in the parking lot over your team. They want to see the Bills Mafia coming to Foxborough in January. The individual, he's looking at his phone to make sure Allen has 3 touchdowns or he's the first anytime touchdown will Cook. That's what they're kind of looking at more than the team. If you think about it, Leroy, take social media away right now. Take social media, parlays, and fantasy sports away right now. What do you got to fall back on? Your local team. You're consuming. You turn your local on. You're watching your local team, and you occasionally see the guy.
Oh, that's true. I don't know. There you go.
Because social media, and everything else. It's pulled everything away from the team, focused on the individual.
I hear you. I just don't want to give leagues a pass because part of the problem is they do stuff like, for instance, I'm pretty sure before the game started, or before the next time, two teams get together, they'll say, all right, Luka and the Lakers, Jaylen Brown and the Celtics, they always lead, and wording is very important. Mm-hmm. They always lead with the superstars over the team. And so they're playing their part. Yes, fans have a role in this in the destruction of rivalries, but I believe the leagues do too. Cerrone, the phone lines are loaded.
I can just add one thing real quick. Mm-hmm. How often do you see now, like, for example, Celtics Lakers playing last night, and there's some cat in the crowd with a Anthony Davis Mavericks jersey on? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you see people in the stands wearing a jersey of somebody who's not even on either team. It's like,
yeah, but that could.
What is going on? But you see it all the time now because they're there to see the game and entertainment, but they can care less about the two teams that are playing. You see what I'm saying?
I put it like this: the blame. There's a lot of blame to go around, and at the end of the day, they got to figure it out because yes, two great players did not play last night, but like you said, it should never get to that point where it just felt pointless to even attend or watch the game. Let's go to LaCar in Boston. LaCar.
Hey, what's happening?
What's up?
The two questions I got. One is, how come it was on Prime TV and not NBC? Second of all, if LeBron James, if this is his last year, how come he's not getting no recognition around the league? Say like what Kareem did or Dr. J. It seems like nobody's doing anything for him.
Appreciate it, LaCar.
He won't make a decision.
He won't, yeah, exactly. Like if he did what CP3 did and said, hey, listen, this is going to be my last season. Okay, then all right, he'd get it. But I think he loves the attention. I know he loves keeping us all on the edge of our seat wondering what he's going to do.
And he's probably got some kind of deal signed up with ABC, ESPN, or one or somewhere. Mm-hmm. He's going to make a decision to retire. He's going to make it a network premiere thing, prime time on a Friday night, that he's going to retire from the NBA. And it's going to be a whole 2-hour special about bearing witness to the great LeBron. The witness is going to be that thing all over again. And it's his kids are going to be there, his wife, all that stuff. That's why he hasn't made a decision, because he's got to do it different than everybody else.
Let's go to Kenny in a car. Kenny.
Yeah. So I got as I'm listening, every time you guys start talking about something, it makes me think of something else. So I'm going to try to, narrow down a little bit. But first of all, I think the idea that the fans caused this problem, it's the reverse. Even back in the day, and I'm older than you guys, it was because it was once the players were able to move freely. All the way back to Kurt Flood in baseball. Once players could move, when you root for a team, you still have your favorite players. If your favorite player moves from the Celtics to the Lakers, you're not going to become a Laker fan, but you start, you don't have the same allegiance. And that's, if you took away fantasy sports, betting, you said you'd go to the local teams. No, if you lose fantasy sports and betting, that's the end of the NBA.
Appreciate it, Kenny. We're up against it. Let me get in a few more. Let's go to, Al in Dorchester. Al.
How you doing?
Good.
Listen, their last caller, no, it's not about the player movement. It's about how they market the league. Mm-hmm. You guys nailed it, except it wasn't the fans. It's the league. They shot themselves in the foot. You're marketing the player. Obviously, like you said, I'm old school too. I follow the team. I could care less whether LeBron played, because if I was last year, he's washed. He's irrelevant. But it's about marketing the league, and you need to start to move back towards trying to figure out a way. If you want to use the players as a marketing tool, but also marketing the team so the players, people follow the teams. That's the problem.
Appreciate it, Al. Al touched on something that we need to talk about when we get back. He thinks LeBron James is washed. Is he? Is he? We got to talk about that next, plus more of your calls. People are still calling in about the Celtics and Lakers game last night being the dud. Y'all stay on the phone.
Stay tuned for more. Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle. Leroy and Cerrone on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
A lot of disappointment about this day, about what this game turned into. But at the end of the day, it's going to be another blowout Celtics win. And the gap year Boston Celtics are starting to put a gap between themselves and the middle of the Eastern Conference. They go into Washington last night and win by 45. Tonight, on the second night of the back-to-back, their fifth game in 7 nights. They continue their offensive onslaught, and they bludgeon the L.A. Lakers. The final score, Boston 126, L.A. 105.
Oh, yeah. The Celtics were smooth like this beat last night. Once again, beating the Lakers without LeBron, without Luka, 126-105. And it is crazy how that's getting lost in all the conversation. JB scores 30 points. We got to give, let me look it up real quick. Jordan Walsh, he did his thing last night too. Let's see. 17 points, putting in work, 4 for 5 from the 3-point line, but no Luka. No LeBron. And I'm this close to saying that Celtics-Lakers rivalry is gone too. It's hanging on by a thread. Cerrone, do you mind if we go back to the phone line?
No, go right ahead,
All right,
man.
let's go to Brent in Haverhill. Brent.
Hey, guys. How are you today? Happy Saturday.
Same to you, man.
Same to you, man.
I was just going to put a comp out. I love the discussion that I would say that Manny and Ortiz, once Manny went to the Dodgers, we were still watching the Sox, but we kept an eye on what he was doing out there, but then he just fizzled out, and then you focus back on your team. I'm 38 years old, so I grew up in the 90s and early 2000s. And, when Pedro left the Expos to come to Boston, I doubt anyone was worried about what Pedro was doing with us. That was our guy. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, you follow the team. And I'm someone that's not on social media. I'm not a Facebook guy. I'm not an Instagram guy. The team's the team.
Appreciate it, Brent. Brent has a point, Cerrone. I can't figure out why it does seem different, though, with the NBA. I'm like, is it the period of time that they spend with the team? I just don't know.
In the NBA, it's like I can't think of the gentleman's because one of the calls before we went to break was talking about the NBA has to do a better job at marketing teams, and they embraced because of LeBron. It all goes back to LeBron James. I'm sorry, it does. He was the first major, not superstar, franchise top 10 all-time guy to just move around in his 20s.
Face of the league.
Face of the league to just say, I'm out. I'm out again. I'm going to do it again. He just kept bouncing around. And then instead of.
Cerrone.
Was, there you
had.
I'm sorry. Instead of the national media destroying him for doing that, they kind of praised player movement. We should move around. Now, sending everybody, and all the superstars under the if he can leave, I can leave. I'm going to move. Think about Dwayne Wade. He got his own statue in Miami. He left, went to Chicago, went to Cleveland with LeBron, and came back to Miami again. But we look at him like he was just a Heat player for his whole career. He did. He moved around. He kept doing it. And a lot of guys did it, so it became, I'm a fan of the player and not the team.
Maybe
it's always a LeBron thing.
Maybe it's the amount of players in the NBA that are doing it. Because when I think about baseball,
the caliber.
And the caliber. I think about baseball. The Dodgers are catching some heat for that. The Dodgers are catching heat for just being able to put out the money to get the best players. And, in the World Series, people were rooting against them because they're like, I don't want to see the team with all the money win. But maybe, like you just said, maybe in the NBA, it's the caliber of player and how frequently it happens. And you sit back and you watch, and it's like they don't want to struggle to get over the mountaintop.
Nope.
Okay, we'll just leave and go connect with some other great players and call it a day. And at the end of the day, we want competition, and it doesn't come off that way.
And I think you see in the NBA kind of get back to that with they're doing it through their contracts and the structure of the contract. Jason Tatum looks like he's a lifer. You know what I'm saying? What's his name? SGA, possibly Jaylen Brown. You know, all these younger stars coming in the league. Cade Cunningham, he ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Tyrese Halliburton, when he comes back healthy, he's the face of the Pacers. And when you have a guy who's around, you tend to want to see that guy win. And then there's the way rivals are created is you see, let's say Cade Cunningham gets Detroit and they're in the conference finals 3-4 years in a row, and they run up against Tatum 3-4 years in a row. Guess which rivalry is back on again? Right. Celtics Pistons back on. And it's just the way it happens. You almost have something going with the Pacers. It's like a little thing there. Mm-hmm. Or if the Celtics and Knicks meet each other for a couple more years in the playoffs, you're going to get something if it's the same stars. But if guys keep leaving, changing conferences, not really caring, coaches used to be a part of the rivalries. You don't have the same coaches all the time. Everyone's playing contrasting styles was a part of. I want to see the offensive team versus defensive team. Everyone plays the same. The coaches are always being fired, and the stars are moving around a lot. So you don't really get those heated, games anymore. Those competitions. Knicks Heat in the '90s was phenomenal, and there was no Jordan or no Barkley or nothing like that. It was Ewing and Alonzo Mourning and fisticuffs, and we loved it. But it was Van Gundy, it was Pat Riley. It was good basketball. But I mean, we don't have that in the NBA anymore. Yep. And Celtics Lakers last night was, to me, that was the worst example of it. Tatum's out already with the injury. You got no Tatum, no Luka, no LeBron, no Marcus Smart coming back to Boston. You had none of that juice, and two coaches that really don't have the personalities of the great coaches too. None of that played into it, and a fan base that was cheering for Bronny James in the fourth quarter. Like, yo, what are we doing here?
It's kind of like when you think about a 7-game series in any sport that has, a 7-game series. When you're in it, and the longer it goes, we all know that there's a good chance that there's going to be fights and things of that nature because the players get tired of facing each other.
Yep.
Now you just apply it to, let's say, the NBA, and let's say it's pretty much the same core players, coaches for, let's say, a 7-year span. At some point, they're going to get sick and tired of each other, and you get that rivalry. And that's the best way I can think about it. Let's go to Jeff in Rhode Island. Jeff.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
What's up?
Regarding the rivalries, I blame a lot of it where on the players. Everybody's a friend. Everybody's a buddy-buddy. They collab with each other. There's no hatred anymore. You guys were going down the road. I was thinking Celtics, Lakers. I mean, everyone hated Lambert. The Celtics and the Lakers with Magic and Bird. Everyone hated James Worthy. They hated, Danny Ainge. Like, these guys are all buddies now, too. That has to play some part of it, too. And I was wondering your thoughts on that.
I appreciate it, Jeff. You know
huge
what?
Huge part.
That's a huge part. I would be okay with on the court, on the field, that the perception is that they hate each other. You guys can be cool away from it. That's fine. But at least when it's time to get to business, when it's time to go to work, be competitive. Yeah. I'm talking, and maybe I'm wrong for this, so forgive me, people with kids or whatever. If I foul a player and he's on the ground, I'm not helping him up. I'm walking away. Let your teammates help you up. That type of stuff. So that's how I feel.
And intentionally putting somebody on the ground. No one does that anymore.
No one does it. No one does it anymore. Let's go to Paulie in the truck. Paulie.
Hey, what's up, boys? Let me take you off speaker. Hold on.
Sure.
I'm in the middle of a job. Okay. Thanks for taking the call.
Thank you for listening.
I'm not one of those I hate New York guys. I'll tell you that. I don't know what people have problems with LeBron James. I never understood why we didn't like Peyton Manning around there. I thought they were two class acts, great athletes. Never had one single problem with either of those guys. I respect and like them both. Now, I'm the kind of guy, if I can't hit the lottery, I hope my next door neighbor does. We get more in common with people from New York than anywhere else in the whole freaking world. Those are my brothers and sisters. Those are my brothers and sisters down there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So if we can't win, and as long as they're not the ones that knock us out, I root for them. And I did not root for the Yankees when they knocked us out in 2003. I was hoping they were going to feel the same pain. It was like fighting with your brother in the backyard. You have to go to your room and cool off for a little while before everything's cool again, right? But I rooted for New York against San Diego.
Appreciate it, Paulie. Here's the truth, man. At the end of the day, you know what? We understand that sports is a different thing. There's real life. So with real life situations and stuff, Absolutely. Those are our brothers and sisters. But when it comes to sports, I'm sorry. No.
But what he said is why there's a rivalry in the first place, because Boston and New York are so similar. It's blue-collar cities that can get compared to each other in certain ways. I understand New York is 10 times the size, but the way, the attitude of the people, the things that they're into, it's the same place. We're so close to each other. Teams been going at each other for years. Yeah, we sit back and we laugh and joke with our relatives and friends from New York or whatever, but when it comes down to sports, it was always beef on site with New York and Boston. Didn't matter what the sport was. We compare transit systems. We compare pizza with them and subs. We do all that with them. But one thing where it was a brotherhood, New York and Bostonians used to never let someone else say Ohio State and Michigan was a bigger rivalry than them.
Right.
We didn't let nobody say Duke UNC was bigger than Yankees Red Sox. That was disrespectful to both cities. That's where it was like a brotherhood. We stood together. Now it's like you ask any young kid, it's like, I don't know. I haven't watched the Yankees play. I don't know. I don't watch the Knicks. Oh, you got people now who watch the Nets and not, it's all over the place, but you don't have that hatred for, I never wanted to see a New York team win anything. Never, except for the draft lottery. That's all you want them to win.
Right. They can come they can have a new team. They can have a new team in a new league, the New York whatevers. And I'm like, nope. I hope
the Liberty, get them out of here.
All right, we got to take a quick break. You got your Sports Hub headlines, and when we get
from the Telfair Tire Studios, WBZ FM and HD1. It's not just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station. Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, the Celtics with a big win over the Lakers last night at the Garden, 126-105. Jaylen Brown led the way with 30 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. The Celtics will take on the Raptors tomorrow. College football conference championship weekend continues. Big 12. Right now you got Texas Tech up over BYU 31-7. The SEC, Georgia and Alabama at 4. ACC, Virginia and Duke at 8. Big 10, Ohio State and Indiana also at 8. Let's see. Men's college basketball, BC, did they beat New Haven? Georgia, if you could look that up for me so I can give that score. Sorry about that. The 2026 FIFA Men's World Cup groups are all set. Team USA is in Group D with Paraguay and Australia. The Bruins will face off against the New Jersey Devils tonight at 7, and you can catch all the action right here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. By any chance, George? Let's see. BC.
They did beat New Haven Chargers 67-63.
Okay, there you go. Your Sports Hub headlines, thank you for that, is presented by Celsius Energy Drinks. Refresh your energy with zero sugar, essential vitamins, and proven ingredients. I'm Leroy Irvin. Your next update is in an hour.
Get the app.
There's the potential there for big stuff.
98.5 The Sports Hub app. Get the app. Taking your calls, giving hot takes. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Song right here, Creep by TLC. I believe with all my heart, Cerrone, sent a lot of women down a terrible path. Out there creeping. And then to follow that up, they come out with Scrubs to kind of like say, you know what? And them guys are scrubs. You keep on creeping. Got a lot of people in trouble. I'm just trying to say. 617-779-0985 is the number. LeBron James. Let's look up his numbers for this season. Let's see. He's
terrible.
You got that right. He's played 6 games, averaging about 14 points. And then, as we was talking about last night, he did not play. Let me stop. Let's go back to Toronto. For the first time, and let's just say a long time, he was unable to reach double digits. And then last night, Cerrone, y'all forgive me if I laugh. I just find certain things funny, but it may not be funny. LeBron James was out for foot joint arthritis and sciatica. It's not funny, Cerrone. So when you have a caller call in, and when we talk about, hey, if you are a LeBron sexual and you brought tickets to last night's game, And it might be the last time you ever see LeBron James in the Garden.
He got arthritis in his feet.
Come on, dog. When I hear arthritis and sciatica.
That's something my grandfather had. Like, my sciatica messing with me again.
That's something you hear on a commercial in the middle of the day when you're homesick from school.
There's somebody running through some flowers in the field.
You know what I'm saying? It's time, LeBron. It's time to go, brother. It's time to wrap it up. It's over. I don't want to hear about he needs more time to adjust or anything like that. Because when he has played in these 6 games, Cerrone, you've said this all the time, a clear sign that somebody's time is up is what?
Pump fake.
He pump faking out there and getting his stuff blasted.
When you drive to the lane full speed and you come to a complete stop and you on the pump fake. It's over, man.
It's so true. Obviously, you or I are nowhere close to LeBron James. We're nowhere close to even college-level players. But there's something about playing ball at an older age. You understand. You get on the court with some young cats. Oh, yeah, you pump faking a lot, and nothing's happening.
Nah, and then you go to shoot it, and they're already in the air before you even jump.
Nah, it's worse. You jump. They jump late. You come down. They still going up. And that's what's happening to LeBron James. This is not to take I'm not trying to take anything away from his greatness. He is a great player. He's put in the work. He has the numbers. You can argue all day. We will not if he's better than Michael Jordan. I'm not doing that. That's a cheap way to start a discussion. We're not going to do that. But what I
because there's no argument.
Oh, stop it. Here you go.
It's no argument, but go ahead.
But
carry
at
on.
the end of the day, he's washed, y'all. It's over. It is over for LeBron James. I don't want to hear it.
He's done, and I think that played a huge part into why he did not play last night.
Ooh.
Hello.
What do you mean?
Oh, hear me out. For the last 2 games that he played, they were struggling to get him a chance to get to 10 points. This didn't just happen in Toronto where he made a great decision. Yo, they left him wide open, and the dude he passed it to was standing wide open. He had no other decision.
No respect.
He was 3 for 17 or whatever it was. What other decision would shoot it? Stop. That wasn't on the cards. But the last week or so, they've been struggling to get this man to double figures. I think over his last 3 games, he's shooting something like 30% and 20% from 3. He's even shooting 55% from the free throw line. You can do that on a late night game in Toronto when no one's watching. And we see highlights. You know where you can't play a game like that? When you know you watched and want to look bad? Against a defensive team on national TV in a major rival where everybody's watching.
In 4K.
This would have been the first real big primetime game that LeBron's been in out of these 6 games. It's Friday night in Boston. Everybody's there. Laker fans are in the building screaming for him and his bum son. It is what it is. Who wouldn't be there wasn't for his father. But anyway, they're all there. If LeBron goes out playing the way he's been playing the last 2 games and struggles to score 10 in the Garden, all the fans would have let him. Fans were waiting to let him have it. He knows that the media would have been questioning everything about him. They would have been saying what you're saying, Leroy. He might be done. He's making arthritis in his feet. And he out there 4 for 15 against Minot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a bad way. Jordan Walsh is playing defense. Their wings are playing defense. Jaylen Brown. Everybody's fired up to see a washed version of LeBron to eat him up, get their get back. He's like, yo, I'm not going to. He always controls the narrative. I'm not going to look like a fool on national TV with everybody watching against us.
I'll give it a
He done played US. He done played Toronto. You know what I'm saying? He's playing San Antonio. He's playing these teams that nobody's watching because he gets to hide from the media. It's kind of like they do this a lot on the college level, high school level. Like LaMelo Ball, prime example. Everybody knew LaMelo Ball was trash and wasn't good enough to play D1 ball. So what do? Oh, the UCLA, I hate UCLA. I'm pulling my son out. I'm going to send him to Lithuania. No, you send him to Lithuania so he can hide. You can hide him and just use the name and build up the hype for the draft. A lot of guys go hide. And they play, a lot of reasons guys play one and done because the longer you stay, the more you get exposed. So they hide. They go to small schools and hide. and didn't get drafted on name. LeBron's playing for the Lakers right now, but he's hiding. He's playing the Jazz. He's playing on the road in Toronto. Come to Boston, man, that arthritis is acting up. Luka did the same thing. The Garden has been a house of horrors for Luka for the last couple of years. He been killing the Jazz all season, killing the Kings. He's seen the Celtics on the schedule. I don't want to go there. And not that he's afraid of the Celtics. It's afraid of looking bad on national TV with everybody watching versus a rival who's going to try and take it to you. And a lot of guys try and do this to control the narrative. And LeBron, to me, sat out that game. Because it was like, oh, he played second night of back-to-back. Well, why didn't you sit out the Toronto game and play the Celtics?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the bigger
He
game.
chose to play in Toronto with their 8 fans and no TV coverage, as opposed to playing in the Garden in Boston with everybody watching on primetime. When you're the only game on last night, he decided not to do it because he didn't want to look bad in front of everybody, knowing he's been playing like hot trash.
Well, for me, Cerrone, it comes back to what we were talking about earlier with the rivalry. If you're LeBron James and you're one of, if not the greatest player ever to play in the NBA, doesn't your competitive nature say, hey, I want to compete against the Celtics?
Yeah.
Prime time, I got on this Lakers uniforms.
I'm playing that one.
Yeah, nothing's bigger than Celtics Lakers. I'm competing. And to me, if that's part of it and he didn't want to compete, that's another reason. It's like, yo, it's over. You're washed. It's over with. You're done. We've all heard about players in many sports who one day they just wake up and they're like, man, I don't feel like going to practice. I don't feel like doing this anymore. And they call it quits. I don't think he'll do that. I don't think he'll call it quits in the middle of the season.
No, he'll play the season out.
He'll play the season out. But man, it's over.
It's the argument that we got on Max Kellerman for, but he was kind of right. Players hit a point where they just fall right off the cliff. And all great players fall off the cliff. And except for Tom Brady, was the one guy he was completely wrong about. No one knew Brady was going to be throwing for 5,000 yards at 45 years old. That ain't never happening again. But no one thought LeBron James could be the guy to just fall off the cliff. And this dude chasing these career numbers and these crazy stats that are longevity stats, he hung around too long.
Yeah.
He had nothing else to prove. You won 4 championships. You're not going to catch Kobe or Jordan. Fine. He should have left a long time ago, but he chose career records over going out on top in his prime when he had a chance to do it after winning his last championship. And he just hung around.
I think it's deeper than that, and I didn't think about it until just now. You mentioned Bronny. I think he's sticking around, could be sticking around.
To keep him around.
To keep him around. To give him some time to get his feet wet. For him to build his foundation so that he can be a solid NBA player. It's not looking that way, but I'm thinking, you know what? I get it. Family first. You love your son. I commend that. But maybe that's why he's sticking around too.
How many people in the industry is he keeping around too? There's a lot of guys that built their name and resume off of LeBron James. A lot of guys coming out of Cleveland, Brian Windhorst. Half of the guys at FS1 are under Clutch Sports. I mean, come on. He's feeding a lot of people right now. And if he goes away, I think the NBA will be fine and all that. What do we do with the arguments? All of a sudden, the LeBron Jordan arguments stop. The stats that they always throw, all that stops. The Lakers, they're going to be on prime time, but Luka's there. He come in, he's sick. He call out sick all the time. He's all his PTO. You don't know what they're going to be with him. But LeBron has always been a draw. But now that he's not, everybody's looking around like, what do we do now? He's feeding everything when it comes to basketball. And he's also killing it right now by hanging on too long.
All right, 617-779-0985 is the number. If you want to talk about that, call in. I see we have some calls for the Celtics, a possible trade. Somebody else wants to talk about Yankee Candles. I ain't got a problem with that. But also when we get back, the daggone Drake May slander, it just continues. And we got to put our foot down. Matter of fact, not we. Cerrone wants to put his foot down. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll do that next. 9-5 The Sports Hub. Smooth operator, baby.
Hit them post there.
More Leroy and Cerrone.
Yeah. But
I can't argue it. I mean, it works, but I get where you're coming from.
But think about this. If you rank the top 10 musical artists of all time, there's probably 3 that can actually sing.
That's true. Because it's
the rest it's entertaining, it's the songwriting, it's the connection to their fan base, whatever. Mary J. Blige, to a certain demographic and fan base, she's Barbra Streisand. She's she just has a following that's been with her for the early 90s. But there's a lot of artists in every genre that they can't sing a lick, but they are superstar. T-Swizzle can't sing. She's an entertainer.
Oh boy,
she's an entertainer and a looker.
Yeah. But her fan
and
base...
I keep it 1,000. Beyonce ain't a singer either. She's an entertainer and a looker. Janet Jackson could not sing a lick.
True.
She's an entertainer and a looker.
Yeah, you're right.
We can go down the list.
But their fan bases will fight for them, and that's part of being considered.
Put it like this:
a great entertainer.
If you're on stage on tour and you got that mic attached to your head, you ain't no singer. You ain't no singer.
That's cold.
You ever see Adele with a headset on? You ever see Whitney with a headset on? You ever see Luther with a headset on?
Their voice.
They just stand there with a chair and a mic
their voice
for 5 hours.
Their voice was enough.
That's it.
It was enough.
I don't need no smoke.
Wow.
Turn them lights up and listen to me sing.
You know who else is enough? Drake May is enough.
He don't need no smoke and mirrors.
Yup. Drake May is absolutely enough. Again, the number is 617-779-0985. I see that people are calling about a multitude of things, and that's perfectly fine. But right now, the best way I can put this, we all have worked or are working, and at some point you've experienced someone who's above you changing or moving the goalpost. They need you to accomplish something. They need you to do something. You do it, and then all of a sudden, it was okay, but can you do this? That was cool, but can you do that? What you did was great, but you know what? We really don't need it anymore. People are always, constantly moving the goalposts, and they're doing that with Drake May. The latest to do it, Skip Bayless.
As great as Vrabel has been this year, and he's been like all-time great, to flip that culture in a heartbeat and make them look like a real live contending football team is impressive. It's coach of the year impressive to me. But he can't play quarterback in a playoff game. And this kid is going to get thrown into a fire I don't think he's ready for. Even if it's in Foxborough, it's going to be a hot fire on a really cold day or night. Josh Allen will go beat Drake May in a playoff game. He just will. Bo Nix will beat Drake May in a playoff game. And do not count out Joe Burrow yet. He ain't dead yet. And if he winds up in Foxborough, my money's going to be on Joe Burrow.
Cerrone, I saw your response. I'm not even going to sit here and try to set it up.
I just thought about something.
It's amazing how the goalpost keeps getting moved. I've even seen people, Cerrone, say, well, he hasn't thrown for 300 yards yet in the game. And are using that as an excuse to not give the young man the respect and the flowers, if you may, that he deserves. But Cerrone, the floor is yours, man.
I was just laughing. He said Joe Burrow's not dead yet.
Saying,
so
like, come on.
Weekend at Burrows. He been dead.
Oh, snap. Weekend at Burrows.
They just dragging Joe Burrow and his lifeless body around the field for the last 2 years. Talking about, look out for Joe Burrow. Look out for what? Look out for what? His 300-yard games in a losing effort? I mean, come on. They haven't been good since they went to the Super Bowl. Was that 4 years ago? I mean, come on. Joe Burrow been dead. And when did Bo Nix get a pass? I'm sorry.
That's another one that...
Who? Bo Nix in Foxborough? And here's the thing, and I put this on Twitter. Guys like Skip and others have made the $100 million putting matchups. Oh, Joe Burrow versus Bo Nix. Drake May versus Bo Nix. Drake May ain't throwing against Bo Nix.
Playoff game.
Drake May's not throwing against Bo Nix. Drake May's throwing against the Broncos defense. Bo Nix is throwing against Christian Gonzalez in the cold. You see what I'm saying? He's throwing against Carlton Davis with a limited offense. With their number one running back being hurt. You're trying to run the ball against Christian Barmore and Milton Williams in the cold, possibly ice and snow in Foxborough. Josh Allen. Yeah, Josh Allen's going to be Josh Allen. He's a bad man. He's tough. I love watching Josh Allen play football. I hope Drake May becomes a consistent Josh Allen MVP caliber guy every year. But there's a reason Josh Allen hadn't been to a Super Bowl. Because the quarterbacks he's facing, Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, they're not facing Joe Burrow. They're facing his defense, who can't stop the run. Drake May's going to look at that defense and say, you know what, I'm not going to throw for 300 on this. We'll run for 300 on this. You see what I'm saying? He's not facing those guys. There's a reason these teams are behind the Patriots. They're not that good. But the Skip Baylesses and others, they're so caught up in the names of the superstars. Joe Burrow hasn't been a threat to nobody in 4 years. He's a good player. He's a good player, whatever. But he's not that good when Jamar Chase isn't there or when T. Higgins isn't there around him. Or when he's not it's always you ever notice with Joe Burrow, everything's got to be perfect? Oh, when he gets healthy and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and all the Pro Bowlers are around him, he's great. It's like, okay. What about when they're not? How come they're a 500 team over the last few years? How come he can't stay healthy? How come they can't win playoff games? How come he's terrified of the Kansas City Chiefs? Like, all these things play into why they're in the situation they're in. Look, I'm not saying the Patriots are going to go to a Super Bowl. But to just say he's going to lose to Bo Nix at home because it's Bo Nix is the dumbest thing all week on all the podcasts and radio. There's been a lot of dumb stuff, including Jordan not having a bag by our own Paul Pierce. That's right up there with what Skip just said. Could he lose to Josh Allen? Yeah. But the way Drake May's been playing over, 11 straight weeks, he could literally beat every team in the NFL right now, even in their building. It's Drake May's on an incredible run right now. He's on a run. But most importantly, the Patriots are on a run as a team. The Patriots team can cover for Drake May right at this point. We didn't think that'd be possible. But you got a running back who was a number 2 for most of the season. Even being a number 2, the kid's creeping up to being the best running back in the draft statistically. He's coming around. Your running back's coming back. You're going to get your left tackle, your guard, and your possibly Pro Bowl D tackle back. Your corners, they're not getting lit up. I don't think they've given up 200 yards passing in the last month. I mean, they're a good team. They've scored like 4 touchdowns on special teams. Their kickers making their kicks. They're doing everything right. Yeah, we can nitpick about what they're doing in the red zone. But you know what we can nitpick about? Everything the Bills are doing wrong. We can nitpick how Bo Nix doesn't look great one day, one quarter, and looks great the next. We can look at the way Denver plays down to the competition and needs overtime to beat bad teams week after week after week. We could do it with everybody. But Drake May, yeah, he could lose to those guys, but he could absolutely break down the Rams right now the way he's playing football. And they're nitpicking him because he wasn't their guy that they hyped up all season, and they're still trying to defend their guy, their buddy, their superstar like they do in every league. And they're going to keep doing that until those guys are dead. It's like no one wants to play Joe Burrow. No, that's exactly who you want to play is Joe Burrow right now.
Do not count out Joe Burrow yet. He ain't dead yet.
Weekend at Burrows. That's exactly what it'd be if they come into Foxborough in January.
617-779-0985. Let's go to Bob, and I believe this is Ashburnham. Is that right?
Ashburnham.
Bob. Bob. Hope Bob's okay. You just said weekend at Burroughs, which is a playoff of weekend at Bernie's, and then we go to Bob, and Bob doesn't answer. I hope he's not in that situation. Bob, I hope you're okay. Call us back.
I mean, it's the Patriot thing you see, and it's not just Skip. It's a lot of people. You seeing a lot of people come around. A lot of people still like, I got to see him. They keep, like you said, they keep moving the line. It's the Bugs Bunny Yosemite Sam. He's drawing the line. He keeps doing it until you fall off the cliff. That's exactly what they do. Halfway across the desert now, still drawing another line.
You know what I just realized, Cerrone? A lot of it is they got to defend their take.
Yeah, because they made that take in August, and they're trying to hold on to it.
Got to defend your take until the death of it.
Right. They're saying that Drake May's not ready yet. Maybe one day he doesn't have the weapons. He's not this. He's got bad footwork. They're going to keep saying that, but instead of just saying, you know what, I was wrong, man. He's good. That's all you got. That's all Skip got to say is, you know what, he's good. But Skip's been so Bo Nix. He can't get off it. Like, he just can't let it go. Bo Nix is a good player. But not only is he not playing like Drake May, nobody is. And that's the part. It's like, dude, he's literally the MVP favorite, and we're in December. Stop. He's good. He's having a phenomenal season, and the team is playing phenomenal football. They've won 11 games in a row. Ramondre Stevenson doesn't fumble 1 inch from the goal line. They're on a 12-game win streak, and the AFC is already wrapped up because that game in Pittsburgh.
Wow.
That's how close it is to this team being on a 12-game run. 1 inch at the goal line with Ramondre with that fumble.
Wow. All right, let's take another quick break. When we get back, we're going to stay.
You're listening to Leroy and Cerrone.
Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Is this black?
That's correct.
Come on now. I know my music. 98.5 The Sports Hub. Leroy Irvin, Cerrone battle. We were talking about Drake May. Skip Bayless is one of many who just continue to move the goalpost on Drake May. There's nothing. The schedule's too easy. He's not that great. Oh, he hasn't thrown for 300 yards yet. He's not that great. Oh, you know what? He probably has the coach of the year, and he has Josh McDaniels, and and the defense. Oh no, that's why, not Drake May. They just keep on moving it. Cerrone, what were you about to say?
Man, they're probably going to do it if he wins the Super Bowl.
Oh, my God.
They still going to do it.
Well,
they if they won the Super Bowl, they would still say, yeah, but I'm not convinced. He's got to do it a little longer. They were crowning Joe Burrow. They crowned Joe Burrow for losing Super Bowls. They crowned Pat Mahomes for throwing an incomplete pass sideways down 30 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. Like, that was the story of the game because he was the guy. He wasn't supposed to lose to 44-year-old Tom Brady. So it was like, what can we do? Let's put the image of him throwing a ball sideways while he's diving. Like, what was that movie Dodgeball where he's throwing the ball sideways to Michelle. But, I mean, that's what it was. So it's like they got their guys, they got their stories, and they stick to it no matter what. And eventually you gotta have to come up off it, but they won't let it go.
Well, now there's this new thing concerning Drake May. He's on this MVP run this season, and some people, they don't want him to win it. Leo in Dorchester. What's up, Leo?
What's going on, boys? Appreciate you guys taking my call. Big fan. I want to call out real quick before my take. Cerrone, I agree with you 99.9% of the time, my man. But to say Beyonce can't sing, boy, you bugging, man. You ever seen Dream Girls? That girl can sing, boy.
She was the worst singer in the movie.
Come on, she ain't Jennifer Hudson level, but she can sing, man. So come on, don't disrespect Beyonce like that. But my only take on why I don't want Drake May to win MVP is Mark Andrews had a really hot take on the same subject when he said Tom Brady never won a Super Bowl when he won the same year he won MVP. And so he's always said that, the team would get pissed off that Tom Brady didn't win Super Bowl, and now rally the team to help win the Super Bowl, to win MVP, to help win the Super Bowl.
Appreciate it, Leo. He was talking about David Andrews, and as a matter of fact, I believe we have the clip.
Is he the MVP? Yes. Do I want him to win it? No. I've been a part of one MVP season. It was the one season we didn't win a Super Bowl. It's like Patrick Mahomes, when he did it in 22, it was the first time in like 20 years. So, long answer, no. I don't want him to win it. He is the MVP. I don't want him to win it. Imagine this team. They do the unthinkable. I don't think it's that unthinkable, but they go to the Super Bowl, right? They're sitting in a hotel room Friday night, Thursday night. They wake up, you imagine if this kid doesn't win the MVP. I don't know if it's going to be brought up, but I think they're going to be pissed off, and I like them pissed off. So, someone pissed in their cornflakes, I think that helps them out.
Okay, so I get what he's saying. I get what Leo's saying. A lot of that has to do with you just noticing a pattern and you don't want it to happen for your team. I am in total disagreement with them. If he can win the MVP, and go out there and compete, and if they are able to get to the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Nobody thought you were going to be in this situation at all before the season started. And if you just so happen to make it to the Super Bowl, that's not motivation enough?
Yep. I mean, it's put it like this. Wouldn't you want to rally around the fact that they don't think you're going to win?
Right.
You should be rallying around the fact that they had you as a 7-win team. Or, okay, Mays won MVP. Now let's go show them it wasn't a fluke.
That's right.
There's a lot of different factors between the teams that Andrews played with as opposed to this team. you were playing with a guy that had 5 or so before he was even drafted. So the expectations for a Tom Brady and Bill Belichick-led Patriots team were never a 7-8 wins, and hopefully you get there. They were favored to win it just about every single year that man was alive. And, yeah, I know he didn't win MVP, whatever. There was a lot of – look, Tom Brady probably could have won 10, 12 MVPs. It is what it is. And I don't think it's the reason why a team won or lost is because that guy won MVP or didn't win MVP. And a lot of times when guys win MVP, it's because of unusual circumstances. They just Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, you've seen guys do different things to win MVP, get crazy numbers. But I think this Patriots team is good. He can win MVP and they can still win the Super Bowl. I think they're that good. And we don't want to give them that kind of credit. We're still treating it. And I kind of what he's saying, it sounds like they're still looking at this team like the little engine that could. The underdog story. I want them to be fired up. I want them to feel disrespected. Well, it's like, why not feel like you the king of the hill? Why not go into this like, no, we're the best team out here? Did that team Thursday night, Monday night, whatever it was they played against the Giants?
Monday. Mm-hmm.
Did that team look like they're not fighting? As they're knocking the end off the logos, they're knocking the logo off people's helmets? Like they out there playing like they are a team that's hungry. Yeah. They are playing physical football. They're running up the scores when these teams trying to anyway. They're lighting these teams up, and it's like, no, I don't want this to change, and I think they should be rewarded for it. I think they should get the Pro Bowl nods and the All-Pros and the MVPs and the Coach of the Year. I want to see Trayvon Henderson win Offensive Rookie of the Year. I want to see him win all that stuff. You fought for 17 weeks to get to that point. I want to see them win, and if he's MVP and they got to win 2 games at home to get to the Super Bowl, I think they can do it. And I don't think him winning or losing that award is going to stop them from doing it.
Real quick, before we go to breaks, Ron, I just want to ask this random question. You said a lot of people going into the season saw the Patriots winning maybe 7, maybe 8 games. So my question to you is, if the Pats were to lose every remaining game, would you still consider this season a success?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Season.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes. They already at 11 wins now?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah, if this team went 11, because anything over 10 people thought was crazy. And you're already at 11 wins, and they could probably lose every game and still win the division. But, yeah, they're still going to go to playoffs and whatever. Yeah, but I think now, because of what they've done so far, in the playoffs, I mentioned this several times, and, Felger kind of laughed at me. I think now any loss in the playoffs is a disappointment in the AFC. I do think it's a disappointment to lose because you're better than everybody else. You've been better all season. You're a top 10 offense, a top 10 defense. You got MVP caliber quarterback. You got a Coach of the Year candidate head coach. You got a defense when they're healthy that doesn't stop. They stop the run better than anybody this team has had in a long time. You got a Pro Bowl corner on one side. You got all the pieces. You might end up with a few Pro Bowl players on this team. You got elite special teams. Yeah, losing in the AFC, I think, will be a disappointment at this time. They've kind of raised the bar on the expectations of this team to the point now where it's at least win the AFC. It should be the baseline for this team.
All right, we got to take a break. In America, the NFL is king, but in the world, it's a whole different story. We got to touch on something concerning the biggest sport in the world. It's 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Stay tuned for more. Weekdays, lots of local sports talk. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sport.
All right, welcome back. 98.5 The Sports Hub for the second Saturday in a row. We've played a song that makes me want to go roller skating.
I told that to my lady the other day. I can't roller skate either.
What? Oh, come on.
I know. But I wish. I need to take those lessons. A top 10 clone of me knows how to roller skate.
Cerrone and I are going to have to bring you on over to Shavu's.
I'm getting invited to kids' parties at like Roller Kingdom and stuff like that. I feel embarrassed. I can't teach my boy how to skate.
Come on now.
Gotta get wifey out.
Come on now. Before we went to break, I said that the NFL, and this isn't a secret, the NFL is king here in America, but not in the world. We all know what sport is the king when it comes to the world. It's soccer. Most of the world calls it football. And the FIFA World Cup draw happened. America got where are we in? We're in D, I think. I think we're in Group D.
That is correct.
Paraguay and Australia. It's huge. This is significant. Obviously, there are going to be games played at Gillette Stadium. This is huge. And I just thought of this question, Cerrone, and I'll put it out there. And for the listeners out there, if you want to chime in, 617-779-0985. Since soccer is the most popular sport on the planet, what can the rest of the sports world learn from it? What can these other leagues learn from soccer in order to improve or maybe even challenge the game of soccer, the game of football, for that number one spot?
Don't price people out.
There you go. You hit the nail on the head. I literally wrote that down on my sheet.
Don't price the people out. Don't take a game that can be played with children who all you need is a ball and something that represents a goal. It can be 2 parked cars on both ends. If you get it past it, it's a goal. You take soccer has managed to keep a children's game. They've managed to, on a global level, they've managed to allow the people from the lowest of low third world conditions to compete against people who grew up in castles on different part of the globe. And they allowed every corner of the world to be, included in the sport, and it didn't matter. And the only reason that sport doesn't seem that big in this country is because this is the only country that didn't allow everybody to compete on the same level. And it's on a financial level. There's no reason on the planet for youth soccer to cost $1,000. It's a ball and a net. That's it, and some grass. You don't even need grass. It could be mud. You can play in a parking lot. There's no way that a parent should have to pay $1,000 per child to compete on a youth level when it comes to soccer. It shouldn't be in AAU basketball, baseball, hockey, or anything else either. Volleyball. You saw it down in Orlando. They've had the volleyball AAU thing they have at the convention center on Father's Day weekend of all times. Thousands of kids at this convention center in Orlando, and these parents are paying thousands of dollars for their kids to be there for the weekend, for the hotels and all, to play volleyball, man. But where's the rest of the world? They're like, yo, here's a ball. If you're good, let's go. And everybody feels a part of it. They feel they're entertained by it. They're in it. But when you financially limit people from playing certain sports, it falls off. And soccer around the world, they've been good at everybody come and get it. If you want that work, I don't care where you're from. You can be from Denmark. You can be from, Senegal. It don't matter. We're going to get out here. We're going to play. And I think the other sports around the world have kind of made it exclusive to wherever country that sport is really popular from. And it doesn't – soccer's the only sport. This is a simple way of saying it. It's the only sport that no one looks funny playing. Think about it. When you hear about, man, they got a football league in China, you're like, man, I'd never seen that before. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Or there's a baseball league in wherever. You're like, man, I'd never seen that. Soccer, you're like, yeah, I've seen that play from Antarctica to wherever. It don't matter. Everybody plays soccer.
Yep.
And it doesn't get frowned upon or looked at as like a taboo thing that someone's playing soccer. And I think the rest of the sports have kind of done that. I think the NBA is trying to get to that level. Well, basketball, not the NBA. Basketball is probably second to soccer, but it's a distant second. But I think for those who don't realize how big soccer is, if you're listening to this show and you live in New England, wait till that World Cup come around.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to put it like this. You better take 2 weeks off of work. I'm just going to, if you don't like traffic, you better take a couple weeks off of work because this is about to get real wild. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't have the list in front of me. Who's coming to Gillette?
I don't have the list in front of me either.
I did not look that up. I was about to look that up.
I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, like France. There's a big player coming to Gillette.
Oh, yeah. Forget about it.
And it's going to be a wrap. But I think everybody can learn from the inclusion that comes with soccer and learn from that and say, you know what? Maybe we should look at that talent around the world and not in one space.
Right.
Because this thing is like everybody make $500 million out there on the field because it's such a big, lucrative thing. And something we touched on earlier, they embrace the rivalry thing in country versus country and team versus team that no one else can match. They go in when it comes to rivals.
I put that on my list. I said it has to be about the team over the player every day.
Time.
You can have great players and players who are just huge in the world, but it's still always about the team and representing the town or the city or the country that they're from. That has to be the focal point.
Yep. They're good at that.
5 matches in Gillette Stadium beginning June 13th. Haiti, Scotland. Then we have winner of Iraq, Bolivia, Suriname versus Norway. Scotland, Morocco. England, Ghana, a big one, June 23rd. And June 26th, you did mention, France versus Norway.
Yeah, forget about it.
You got England and France in Foxborough?
England and Ghana. That is going to be crazy.
Just forget about it. That's crazy.
It's a wrap.
Yeah. You know what another thing is, Cerrone? I think other sports can learn from soccer is visibility. And what I mean by that is literally looking at soccer. You can see their faces. You can tell who's tall or who's not. And I'm not saying that these other sports can do it. Obviously, football can't. Hockey can't. But what they could do, every time somebody goes to the sideline or they go to the box and they take off that helmet, put that camera on them. So that people can become more familiar. They can literally look at them and say, wow, if I ever ran into that person in the streets, I would know who that is.
Prime example, we were just talking about Bo Nix and all these other guys. If you turned all the cameras off and Bo Nix started talking, would you know it was him?
No, absolutely not.
You unrecognizable. Most NFL stars are unrecognizable outside of the quarterbacks. It's the only ones they show. The NBA, they do a good job promoting their team stars. LeBron, they're global, guys like that. I think the NHL can do a better job at promoting the superstars of the sport. I don't think they do enough to promote their stars. NHL is good at promoting the teams. People love the teams in NHL, but I think they could do better at promoting the stars, the face of the stars, the face of the leagues. You know what I mean, the diehard fans know who the stars of the league are, but the common fans don't know, and I think that's the thing missing. Whereas somebody who doesn't follow soccer at all, you know who the top players are in the world without even, like my wife she's never watched 2 minutes of soccer in her life. I can hold her a picture of Messi. She loves Messi.
Yep.
Oh, that's Ronaldo. I know who that guy is.
Beckham. Yep.
And tell you right to your face, oh, he's handsome too. Like they automatically know with no hesitation. Like, oh yeah, he's handsome.
My 6-year-old has it programmed as well.
Oh my God. Let's go to Freddie in East Boston. Freddie.
Hey guys, how you doing today?
Good.
Good. Hey, soccer is the rivalries. Like I've sat in the old Yankee Stadium bleachers in like Game 7, 03, 04, and it was heated. I went over there, and these guys get so hammered, they literally are throwing darts down on the opposing team's fans. It is insane. The rivalry, the like hooligan and all that stuff. It's just as crazy as you think it is. Times that by 100.
Appreciate it, Freddie. I believe him. Listen, we got to take a quick break. When we get back,
From the Telstra Type Studios, WBZ FM HD1. It's not just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station. Essential Sports Hub headline, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, let's see. The Celtics big over the Lakers last night at the Garden, 126-105. Jaylen Brown led the way with 30 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. The Celtics will take on the Raptors tomorrow. College football conference championship weekend continues. Big 12, Texas Tech over BYU, 34-7. SEC, you got Georgia and Alabama kicking off. ACC, Virginia and Duke at 8. Big 10, Ohio State and Indiana also at 8 tonight. Men's college basketball keeping it local. BC over New Haven, 67-63. The 2026 FIFA Men's World Cup groups are all set. Team USA is in Group D with Paraguay and Australia. The Bruins will face off against the New Jersey Devils tonight at 7, and you can catch all the action right here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. The Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Super Service Today. Winter's coming. Don't get caught in the cold. Book your home heating system health and safety check with Super Service Today. They offer New England's most comprehensive heating system safety check. Schedule now at superservicetoday.com. Super Service Today. Leroy Irvin, Leroy and Cerrone. We'll be right back.
Listen to it, laugh at it, get mad at it, agree with it, argue about it. It is Boston Sports. Boston Sports. And it is all we do. 98.5, the Sports Hub.
Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle. Leroy and Cerrone on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
It just took me back. Shout out to my boy Leon. Leon, if you're listening, I still remember. Leon and I and a lot of people used to work at the Gap downtown at the corner mall. And when we worked there, this was one of the songs that were on rotation. Leon and I got in trouble for singing and dancing too much when this song came on at the Gap.
Hey, quick Gap question, man.
Corner mall, yes.
You was on the inside.
Yeah.
Not saying I was partaking in any of the nonsense and shenanigans. Was it true that the security code for the stuff was the year the store was founded?
If it was, they didn't tell me.
That was a local urban legend. That
really,
yeah, they had like the locks on the stuff, and they had to put like a number thing in it, and it was like, oh, it's like 1969 or something like that. It was like the year of the store, like something crazy like that.
I have no idea, but I will tell you this: there were some weird things about the Gap, including, for some reason, they had me working the woman's clothes changing room.
You gonna be on the documentary, Leroy?
Don't do that. Don't put that on me. I didn't do, but I did.
No, you just know stuff. You saw some things.
I did my job, but then I thought about it. I was like, why did they have me posted up? I saw some stuff, and now that I think about it, now that I'm older, see, I'm very naive. And I was extremely naive back then, but now that I'm older, I'm like, oh snap! I'm the type of
have your face blacked out with the voice change in it.
Well, no, not. Ladies were trying to hit on me, and I didn't pick up on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was just doing my job.
Oh, they were trying to do you a solid.
Pretty much. I'm the type of person, there's certain things I don't figure out until 10, 15 years.
We need blatant signals.
Yes, when it comes to stuff like that. I could be sitting eating a bowl of cereal, and then all of a sudden I'd be like, oh.
Yeah, and it'd be like 20 years ago. Like, that's what they meant.
All right, let's do the entertainment report. All right, Cerrone, you was trying to put me in this category, but I am not in this category at all. The number one TV show on Netflix right now is Sean Combs' The Reckoning. For those who don't know, Sean Combs is Diddy, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, all that stuff. 4 episodes long, and it includes personal and behind-the-scenes footage of Diddy leading up to his arrest. Personally, I've been following the stories and accusations surrounding him for years, so I wasn't really blown away. It wasn't eye-opening to me, but I absolutely understand why so many are shocked about the documentary. Cerrone, have you watched it? What's your thoughts?
Me and my wife watched it this morning. First thing this morning, we turned it on, and I knew, you know all the stuff, whatever. But for those, it's not all about the current stuff that's going on.
Right.
It's basically a timeline of his life, his climb, his rise, the rise of Bad Boy, all the stuff around him, everything around him. And to me, the best part is there's an episode, I think it's the second episode, or maybe the third one, where it just focuses on the East Coast, West Coast, Tupac, Biggie, Suge Knight stuff. And that stuff, I knew it, but to see it like that and to hear, they were like never before seen footage and audio they were playing. That stuff to me blew my mind. And it's like, yo, this dude single-handedly was in the middle of all of that. And it was just ego. And it's like, how did he not go to jail for murdering them dudes or being a part of that? Getting those guys taken out. Like it was tough, but yeah, he was never told no. That's all it was.
Yeah.
Somebody should have told him no and stopped him in 1991 and would have saved a whole lot. But he was on one, man.
Yeah, and once again, that is on Netflix. Speaking of Netflix, excuse me, I said Netflix.
They got their hand around everybody's neck.
The company has purchased Warner Brothers Discovery for $82 billion. Now,
Lord Jesus.
What I've read, a few things need to be done before it's official, but still, many people in the movie industry are not happy about this at all. And along with them, you got a lot of fans who are worried that the movie theater experience will die because of this. I love going to the movies. The movie experience, there are some issues. They got to figure it out. I go to Alamo now because Alamo down there in the Seaport, they will kick you out if you're talking, which I like. And that's one of my major issues with the theater experience. But I couldn't imagine not being able to see, I don't know, some Marvel movies or something like that in the theater.
Avatar at home is not even the same movie.
Right.
No matter what TV you have.
Stranger Things, the last episode is going to be in the movie theaters. I'm going to see it in the movie theaters.
Yeah. And I think we kind of played a role in the whole thing because a lot of us stopped going. A lot of people don't go no more. And it's like, I can't figure it out because to me, the movie experience is different from being at home. I can watch it home. I can sit in my own living room. It's like, yeah, but your living room's whack compared to a movie theater. Like, I don't want to. And I have a great television. I love the tech behind movie making. I love it all, but it doesn't beat the movie theater. The experience is like a date night. It's like doing something.
Right.
And I grew up with that, and I love it. And I don't want to see it go away. And I see I was a Netflix executive say, I guess they're gonna close the window between theatrical release and streaming. Like they're gonna shorten the time. Like let's say the Batman 2 comes out June 1st. It'll be on Netflix like August 1st. Like you got a 2-month window and then that's it, and it's bam, straight home. And I don't know how I feel about that, but because there's some movies that have been out for weeks that I didn't get to see, and before you know it, they're going to be on TV, and I don't like that.
Right.
And what do I do with HBO Max now?
I know.
If everything from Warner Brothers is going to Netflix.
So that's going away too. Unbelievable. Real quick, shout out to Pat's wide receiver, Stephon Diggs, as he celebrated his 32nd birthday. I believe it was November 29th. With Cardi B right there by his side. She actually twerked and sang a song for him.
Oh, my.
I got to let that breathe for a second. And finally, Jaylen Brown has truly established himself as a streamer. Recently, he had artist Coi Leray on his stream. By the way, she's from Boston. She's going to represent New Jersey because that's where she moved to and grew up, but she's from Boston. Don't get it twisted. She's the daughter of Boston's own Benzino, and she seems to be in a great relationship with artist and influencer Justin LeBoy. Here's what she and JB had to say during JB's stream about love.
I just want to give you guys advice. The right one will come, and when it does come, you will know, you will feel it. Yes, I do have traumas. We all do. We all been through some stuff, but it does take a man to have patience with you and be able to guide you through that. And I feel like, that's what I have here. Thanks for teaching me a lot.
Hey, let's give a round of applause. Love is such an amazing feeling to have, amazing feeling to experience. Do not block it. Do not run away from it. Do not shy away from it. Love has guided so many people before you. Love has literally guided millions, billions of people before you and billions of people after you. When you feel it and you have it, hold on to it. Don't let it go. Shout out to Love. Shout out to the couple of the moment right now.
Yeah, JB and Coyle Ray with a message. I don't even know if I need to go to church on Sunday. I done heard the word already.
JB out here spreading love.
That's right. He also, I'm talking about Jaylen Brown, he also told us his top 5 hip-hop albums of all time.
This is my top 5 albums. I might be leaving something out, but I'm going to go College Dropout, Get Rich or Die Trying, Good Kid, Mad City, The Carter 3, and Chief Keef, Finally Rich. If you know, you know.
I don't know. The only one I don't know about is Chief Keef. I can't deal with all that. That's the only one I don't know about, but that's his list, and that's your entertainment report. Man, it's already 4:15. I wanted to bring something up. When we get back, Cerrone, you and I have been on this thing about sports gambling possibly being the downfall of sports in general. We got to touch on something because something happened that was just blatant. I don't know how you can twist it. Maybe y'all know how to twist it around and make it clean again. But we'll talk about that next. Leroy and Cerrone, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle. taking your calls, giving hot takes. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Stilo. 98.5 The Sports Hub. Leroy Irvin, Cerrone battle. We're showing the ladies of hip-hop and R&B love today with the music. Shout-outs to George for putting it together. 702.
That is
702.
Correct. Is correct.
Which is the area code for?
Vegas.
Vegas. And what happens in Vegas?
Stays in Vegas, baby.
And what else happens in Vegas? There's a lot of gambling going on. Sports gambling, too. And that's what we need to talk about right now. Cerrone? We have been on here for a few months asking the question, is sports gambling going to be the downfall of sports? Not saying that it's going to happen instantly or anything like that.
Slow burn.
It's a slow burn, and we've seen it creep up into sports. There's plenty of stories. And the latest, if you haven't seen it, pick up your phone and look up University of Buffalo wide receiver Victor Snow. The best way I can describe it is this man had a wide open touchdown. He's running down the field.
Nobody in front of him.
Nobody.
He's gone.
And then he just steps to the side.
Victor Snow with space makes the catch. And you're not going to catch this guy, but he stepped out of bounds. Snow, when it looked like he was in the clear, stepped out of bounds at the 22.
Bro, I don't know what's going on. I did not watch the game, so I'm going to put that out there. So I was thinking maybe he's, I don't know. I can't even think of an excuse. What's going on?
You know what's going on. You know what it was.
All right, so if that's the case, if he's out there and he's a part of something and he's trying to, play with the numbers or whatever, Cerrone, let's take it back to Pete Rose. Now, I wasn't around when Pete Rose was playing and he was doing his thing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I always felt bad for him that he was banned from Major League Baseball and going into the Hall of Fame. But then I see stuff like this and other stories that have happened recently. And to be honest, I get it. I got to put my feelings and emotions to the side. Who cares that years and years went by? Rest in peace, Pete Rose. But who cares that all those years went by? In order to make sure that this thing that we call sports doesn't fall totally apart, you got to ban people, players who participate. I hope they do an investigation. It's not official that he's participating in some type of sports gambling scheme or something like that.
And you're not going to catch this guy, but he stepped out of bounds. Snow.
But if you find out he needs to be banned from sports at all levels for life.
Yeah, that's the only way to stop this. The punishment has to be worse than what you're bringing in. Like, for example, guys will do it. You got in the NBA, you got a few things going on. But if a guy makes $25 million a year and you say, oh, you're going to be suspended 10 games and a $500,000 fine, what is that going to do?
That's chips.
He just won that last week, missing shots on purpose. Like, what are you going to do? The only way college pro is have zero tolerance. If you are caught on the college level, you are done. Scholarship is removed. You are no longer eligible to play on NCAA athletics. You're done. It doesn't matter if you're on a rowing team. You're done. That's it. That's zero tolerance. The NFL, if you're caught, you're done. You're out of the league. You're not coming back. The NBA, I don't care if it's a coach, Chauncey, you're done. Chauncey, now, he wasn't caught in gambling on sports. He was caught in the poker thing, him and the other coaches, whatever. But the Terry Rozier situation, or even some of the stuff that Michael Porter Jr. was saying, that players like, yeah, I'll tell my cousin to bet the under and stuff like that. For him even saying that, like, yo, you done, 50-game suspension. Like, I'm investigating him and finding out what's going on. There has to be zero tolerance. If not, we're all going to wonder every single time something happens, is it on the level? Is it up and up? Boxing, MMA, whatever. If you're caught, you're done.
Done.
It's zero tolerance. You're done. And to make sure your team keeps up on it, I'm taking first-round picks for the next 3 years. I'm doing something so extreme that you're never going to be bowl eligible. You can't compete for conference. Whatever it may be, it's going to be something so extreme that you're going to your ownership, your head coach, everybody going to look around and be like, all right, I'm taking your phone away. Something, it's got to be something to where the fear of God is in your soul if you even think about doing anything like that. And because everybody's so lenient, we're all looking at everybody like, yo, did LeBron bet the under?
Right.
So I'm going to sit out. Did he put $1 million on the Celtics?
Yeah. Or somebody, that he knows that they put, yeah.
Right. Yeah, man, look, I'm simple as inside information. Isn't Damon Jones supposedly accused of getting inside health information from LeBron James? Like, yo, he ain't playing Friday. He's sitting out that back-to-back. And then you tell your cousin, yo, I put $1,000 on the Warriors on Friday night. I mean, come on. I mean, because there's no punishment for this stuff, we got to consider all of it right now.
I'm trying to give this guy Victor Snow a pass, but then I look and I'm like, oh, his team was down 28-13 too, and it was the third quarter.
It was the third quarter.
Like, come on, man.
He just ran out of bounds.
What is going on? Let's go to
and then tried it back to the huddle like job well done.
Right, with his teammate with his arms up. Like, what are you doing? Sheldon in Rhode Island. Sheldon, what's going on?
Guys, I love you. I'm probably your number one fan.
Appreciate
I'm 65 years old, and this stuff has been going on since Moses wore short pants. Okay. Now, that being said, if the punishment doesn't fit the crime, it'll never stop. Let me give you a quick thing in reality. If you throw a bag of trash out of a car, if you get caught, if you get stopped, you might pay a $50 fine. Make it a $2,000 fine and a loss of license for 6 years, and you won't see anybody throwing trash out of their car. As far as these cheaters go, listen, they never investigated LeBron for steroids. They never will investigate Shohei Ohtani for gambling because those guys are the golden gooses to keep the sport alive. They would never accuse these guys. It doesn't matter if they're clean or dirty. They would never accuse them because they're the golden goose.
Appreciate it, Sheldon. My problem with that is I get it, but you mean to tell me these leagues would be willing to risk it all over these players? I know they're big names, LeBron and Ohtani. Those are big names. I get it. But the game goes beyond
integrity
them.
of the game,
right.
Integrity of the league.
Their careers are going to end at some point. You want to keep things going, but I don't get that. Let's go to Rich in Plymouth. Rich.
Answer all facts here, but what about the leagues dealing with the refs? We need more transparency with the refs. We have all watched games where we're like, there's no way in hell that ref didn't have something on that game. Real transparency. If a ref screws up, they need to be suspended or they need to be fired, and we need to be able to see it. That's the other part of us feeling good about gambling, sports gambling, and with watching our games. It's just not about the players. It's not just about the coaches. It's about the leagues and how they protect their refs.
Appreciate it, Rich.
He's right. They're part of it. They're part of it too. Zero tolerance.
They're part of the problem. I said this last week when I went to the Pistons game. At the end of the game, and it might have been innocent, Cerrone, I don't know, but watching Cunningham go over to both refs and whisper in their ears with his hands cupped over his face.
Telling them, I'm going to do this shot.
Yes.
And I expect a whistle here.
Right. And then for one ref to have one call and then the other ref to change it, I'm sitting there like, man, it stinks. It smells. How am I supposed to trust this? And again, it could have all been innocent. But because of what's going on in the world of sports, especially when it comes to sports betting, you don't know what to think.
But I'll give one group of refs credit, one. And I'm completely shocked they're the only ones to do it in the entire sports landscape. If anybody watch football on the ACC network or watch ACC football games, whenever they blow the whistle, they're mic'd up. And they go, you hear them explaining the call, why they made the call when they go to the ACC office, whatever, to review a challenge play or something like that. You hear the entire conversation from every ref. You hear them at the ACC headquarters in Charlotte, wherever they're at, Greensboro, wherever it is. You hear them going. You hear the back and forth between the refs explaining what they saw, and it forces them to be transparent because everybody's listening. Yeah. Whereas the NBA, it's like, or any other, they all huddle together. You don't hear what's going on. And if they make the wrong call, they come out later and say, yeah, we made a wrong call. They put out a message. Right. This should have been a foul. This should have been whatever. The ACC network, you hear it real time, and they have to explain themselves into the mic why they made that call or why they reversed the call or whatever. And the rest of NCAA doesn't do it. It's just the ACC, not the ACC, Big 12, or whoever. It's just that one conference. And I think we need more of that in sports. It gives you that real-time transparency. If not, like you said, everything stinks. Yep. None of it makes sense.
Speaking of college sports, let's go to Kevin in West Roxbury. What's up, Kev?
Hey, guys. Love the show.
Thank you.
I agree with you 100%. If you want to incentivize players to stay away from the gambling, you got to make the penalty harsh. But I just did some quick research while I was on hold, just to make sure I was right on this. Mm-hmm. If you remember the BC basketball point shaving scandal, Rick Kuhn, who was the centerpiece of that group of players, ended up being convicted in federal court and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. And that poor guy just passed away about a year ago. But that's what they call draconian regulation. So I got to tell you, they went over the top on that one, but it's worthy to consider severe penalties.
All right, appreciate it, Kev. We got to take a quick break. Cerrone, you got something to say? Go ahead.
Yeah, real quick. It's funny how the NFL was ready. They weren't ready. They did it. They took Tom Brady to federal court for air in a football. Yeah. They took that man to federal court because he wouldn't give up his phone and all this other stuff because they think he might have let 0.0001 PSI out of a football on a cold day in Foxborough. Federal court. Showy Ohtani can't get interviewed? Is that what you're telling me?
Stinks.
It's come on now. It's not. It's all about who you like and who you don't like. And at the time, Tom Brady wasn't liked by the rest of the owners, and they took that man to federal court. Meanwhile, guys over here checking their parlays while they're on the sidelines, and no one's saying a thing about it.
It stinks. It's fishy. All right, we got to take a break. I'm going to ask the question now. We'll explain why we're asking this. Why? Who is or was the most authentical Boston athlete, and why? What Boston athlete embodies the true Boston spirit? We'll explain why we're asking that question. If you have an answer, hit us up, 617-779-0985. Leroy and Cerrone will be right back.
You're listening to Cerrone on the Sports Hub.
Who's the most Boston on the team? I would say myself. I've just been here the longest. A lot of the guys are younger. I'm in the community a lot. So I was
on social media, and Celtics players were being asked who on the team is the most Boston. Like, if you think about Boston and all that, who on the team? Jaylen Brown said himself. A lot of people said
it seems
Peyton
like a lot
Pritchard.
of people were split there between Peyton Pritchard and Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, so we asked the question, 617-779-0985, who is or was the most Boston athlete and why? What Boston athlete embodies the true Boston spirit? Cerrone, you go on first.
Oh, man, I got to go. That's a tough one,
All
man.
right, I'll give you a second. Let me go to Sheldon in Rhode Island. Sheldon.
Listen, guys, there was nothing like growing up with the old Boston Garden and seeing Terry O'Reilly coming into the corners with his hands, or should I say catcher's mitts, wide open to grab anybody and try and put them through the glass. I was the one. I was the one who helped get his name up in the rafters, his number.
Really?
Because I hounded Harry Sinden for years because nobody has the face of Boston than Taz. Terry O'Reilly was a terror, and I wouldn't want to meet him in a back alley at 75 years old. He is the epitome of what it's like to play hockey. We used to sit on the edge of our seat. You would have thought we were getting electrocuted every time he came into the corner.
Appreciate it, Sheldon. You call in anytime. Love your energy. Love it. Cerrone, do you have one? Because I got one that keeps popping up in my mind.
Go ahead, man. You got it.
So for me, it's Julian Edelman. And the reason why.
Oh, he does, yeah.
And the reason why first off, he's not this super athletic guy. He's not this tall guy, but he's gritty. He's always like pushing teammates and pushing folks forward. Something about the way he would follow Tom Brady around and just kind of like a nuisance, a nag. But you knew he was down for the cause.
But his whole everything, I don't even know where the kid is really from. But he everybody went to high school with him.
Right.
He fits in. He fits into everything Boston, New England. He looks like he's from here. Right. He carries himself like he is. He just has that look, and you might have nailed it with that one.
I was gonna say Ortiz, but
I got him on my list.
I think he's too, not too flashy for it, but to be the best representation of Boston.
Yeah.
Boston's not flashy. Well, not the Boston we grew up in. So I can't put him on there. Phone lines are going crazy. Let's get to it. Let's go to Dean in Framingham. Dean.
What about Julius Irving?
And okay, so why? What's your reason?
Well, he went to UMass, and he's a class act all the way.
See, I don't see Boston's. I don't know, man.
He's flashy too, though. He's very swag. He's clean cut. I would put somebody who looked like he just stopped balling, and somebody you hung out with, went to school with, you went to cookouts at his house. Very local, down to earth guy, Reggie Lewis. I'd put Reggie Lewis as no flash, very blue collar, come in, do his thing, go home. He wasn't that type. He wasn't a flashy type, but he carried himself. He's from Baltimore, whatever, very similar cities, but he kind of carries himself a certain way like that. But man, Julian Edelman might be hard to beat. That might be hard to beat. And the other one I kept thinking about, I wasn't around enough to hear him talk. I don't know how he carried himself off the field. But you're talking about a look and an attitude and all that stuff. John Hanna.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Okay. John Hanna. He looks like Boston. He's just this physical, blue collar. He's going to change your transmission. He plowing your street.
Yeah.
He going to help your grandmother up the stairs. You got issues at school. He going to show up.
Yeah. He might cuss you out, but he loves you.
He's that uncle.
Yeah,
that's gonna give it to you, but he's telling the truth.
Oh boy,
man, John Hanna, man.
Looks like we should ask this question earlier. Let's go to Darren in Connecticut. Darren.
Hey guys, I was thinking, what about Gregory Campbell, especially when he was on the ice for about 40 seconds with a broken leg? I feel like that embodies the Boston spirit really well.
I like that. See, my thing is more so I want over a career. Just, you know what I mean? I know there's moments because I said David Ortiz. I thought he was a little bit too flashy for to represent like Boston. But then he had a moment when we all know he got on that field and got on that mic and said what he said. And then you could be like, yo, that's Boston. I'm talking about overall.
Man, you could put a lot of Patriots linemen, Logan Mankins.
Yep.
Just guys who just look at it like, man, you from here?
Right.
Like, you go to BC. You sure you wasn't at Westy with me in '96?
Right.
Like, you sure you wasn't that dude?
Let's
like,
go to Matt in Boston. Matt, who you got?
Hey, guys, what's going on?
What's
kind
up?
of in the Julian Edelman tip, Dustin Pedroia. You know,
good
5'6", gamer all day long. Ran himself into the ground 10 years diving into second base.
Appreciate
but he was straight up Boston, that guy.
Appreciate it. If you're just tuning in, we're asking the question, who is or was the most authentic Boston, in quotation marks, athlete, and why? What Boston athlete embodies the true Boston spirit? Phone lines are going nuts. Let's go to Eddie in Cambridge. Eddie.
Hey, guys, I got Sean Thornton. I have met that guy a bunch of times, and he is a class act, total Boston guy. Stood out in front of a bar one night when I was squaring up with a dude who was telling me to knock him out.
Oh, I love that. That is Boston. Let's go to Ricky in Plymouth. Ricky.
Hey, I got an athlete. I just like to make a quick comment after. I got Tony Canigliaro as the athlete that embodies. He came from Revere. We all know the circumstances. Quickest guy to 100 home runs. Quickly, did any of you guys see the interview with Bill Chisholm before the Celtics game last night? I don't know if I'm making a big deal out of it, but I mean, it was really kind of difficult to watch and kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. I don't know.
Did not see that. We appreciate it. We're up
I didn't
against
see it.
My apologies. We should have asked this question earlier. Y'all stay on the line. When we come back, I'm going to try to get through everybody as quickly as possible. We also have...
Can we include coaches?
Stay tuned for more from Leroy and Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's Home for Sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Welcome back, 98.5 The Sports Hub, the Leroy and Cerrone Show. How y'all feeling out there? So before we went to break, I played a clip of Jaylen Brown talking about who was the most Boston on the team. The Celtics did this whole video. It was great. A lot of people said Peyton Pritchard and Jaylen Brown, but I said, why are we going to leave it just to the Celtics? We got to broaden this thing out. The question is, who is or was the most authentic Boston athlete and why? What Boston athlete embodies the true Boston spirit? Phone lines are loaded. Let's get right back to it. Let's go to Dan in Middleborough. What's up, Dan? Who you got?
What's up? I got Sean Thornton.
And what's your reason why?
That's two.
Blue collar, hard hat wearing type of guy. Whenever he stepped on the ice, he wasn't the best athlete, but he was willing to go out, score goals, and stick up for his teammates, no matter the size of the challenge.
Love it. And you know what I'm starting to learn, Cerrone? It's a lot of hockey players that people are calling in and saying. That says a lot. That says a lot.
And do you think the NHL does a great job at drafting players that fit the personality of their city?
I don't know. I think the game just if this was LA.
I think it's a blue collar game.
Right. But in LA they probably would they don't appreciate it as much.
No, of course not.
You know what I mean? Or Miami.
Yeah.
Well, Florida, excuse
me. Florida.
You know what I mean? Let's go to Joey in Kingston. Joey.
Hey, gentlemen, how you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Hey, first off, real quick, a little music trivia. The first rap song to ever hit the #1 in the Billboards, and was also the first rap video on MTV, "Raptured" by Blondie.
Oh yeah.
Which the lead singer was Debbie Harry.
Oh yeah.
Female.
I actually have a picture of what she wore in that video. It was at the Museum of Fine Arts, and yeah, I went.
No, I was a teenager back then, and she was hot. Anyways, I'm going to go with Derek Sanderson. I was a kid when he was around. He had that Boston look. He had that look like he was from South Boston or Charlestown.
Yeah.
On the ice, he was a force to be reckoned with. He helped bring a Stanley Cup here. He was a leader, a tough guy. At one point, he went up to an opposing to play his bench and was going to take on the whole bench. Now, off the ice, he drove around in, I think, a Lincoln with suicide doors. He wore the mint coat. He had a girl under each arm. He hung out at all the bars around Boston.
And Joey, that's why he don't count, man.
Yeah, he's too sweet. Yeah, he kind of.
That's not Boston.
That kind of takes away from it.
You know,
a little bit. Yeah.
You know who we should mention, and I know his time here wasn't that long, but his impact was crazy. Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
He embodies Boston.
Definitely went to school with him. And he stood outside the corner mall every day in the night. It's like with his foot posted up on the wall. He was there.
Let's go to Ryan in Peabody. Ryan.
Hey, he was here for a good time, not a long time, but I got to go with Joe Kelly. That guy was ready to run through a brick wall for anybody.
Okay, appreciate it, Ryan. Yeah. We're running out of time. Let me go to the next. Josh and Lynn.
All right, I got a couple for you. Ray Book, he lives here, played here his whole life. You've got Patrice Bergeron, whole career. Jason Varitek, and last one would be Matt Light or Teddy Bruschi. All those.
Yep. Oh, wow, dang.
Yeah, I had Patriots offensive line. I got them. Varitek's a good one. Yeah, I got to agree. I asked you before the break real quick. Let me run out of time. Can we include coaches? Because I know Tom Coughlin and Bill Parcells were my supervisors at Boston Water and Sewer. I know they were. I know them too.
Yeah, they fit. They fit for sure. I absolutely agree with you on that.
Construction. I don't know if you work for the city, fire department. Yo, Bill Parcells and Tom Coughlin were your supervisor at one point. Or your high school athletic director. They just fit the description.
Yo, you know who I thought was from Boston? I kid you not. Mo Vaughn.
Yeah.
I thought that man was straight up
Uncle Mo.
I'm like, yo, if you would ask me where's Mo Vaughn out, he's probably down at Washington Park, Malcolm X Park or something like that.
Where's he from? Oh, yeah, move around the way.
He's from around the way, Grove Hall. Let's go to Dean in Framingham. Dean.
Larry Bird and Paul Pierce.
Larry Bird and Paul Pierce?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. Paul Pierce, nah. Larry Bird, I'd say no, because something about Larry Bird, he's very anti-social. And I get it. Bostonians to some degree are that way.
Yeah, I think he fits though, Leroy.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think more than Paul. I think nationally he was looked at. You say it again?
Paul does not embody a Bostonian.
I think early Paul did.
Okay.
I think old Paul, once he got the $100 million deals and all that, was just a totally different dude. Like, man, what's this dude up to? Young Paul? He was too Boston at times. Yeah. He was too Boston. We're not gonna go
Let's go to Mark in Medford. Mark.
Yeah, I was also going to say Sean Thornton and Patrice Bergeron because Bergeron is the epitome of a Boston sports athlete. Okay. They should put him on the cover because this guy left it out there day in and day out. He played with punctured lungs, broken ribs, and whatever else they didn't tell us he played with.
Okay. I like that. You also had, I believe, did you have Brad on there, Marchand?
He was too Boston.
Oh, he's listening. Can't listen when you're listening. But anyways, yeah, he's right. Man, these hockey players for the win.
Yeah.
I know Jaylen Brown and the Celtics were talking about Celtics players, but when you think about the entire Boston sports landscape, it sounds like Bruins
players. It's a hockey hotbed, man. It's a perfect description of of not just city of Boston, of the entire region.
Yeah. It
is what it is. It's a tough blue collar place. Hockey matches the identity of the Northeast of New England, and that's why so many people. Shout out to y'all naming the same guys,
right?
You know, so I mean, it's pretty cool.
What about Adam Vinatieri? For some reason,
he's quiet. You don't know much about him. Maybe that fits.
He was a legend, but I'd have to disagree.
He's just quiet.
He spent
I don't know enough about his personal.
Isn't that the way we like it, though?
No Tom Brady?
No, heck no. No.
Nah, too much of
it. He out here with models.
That's old Tom. That's once he made the money on.
Nah, even young Tom Brady, I wasn't, he didn't feel like Boston. Not at all.
I don't know. Because I think he's the only athlete that actually moved around like a Bostonian early days. This dude was out in the streets.
No.
Yeah, he was a misfit.
No. He was almost dorky. Get him out of here. No way. We love him, but if you had to say which athlete embodies Boston and almost comes off like a true Bostonian, I'm not putting him on the list. I'm trying to think if there's somebody else.
Last one for the Patriots. Don't we run out of time?
Uh-huh.
You didn't go to school with Gronk?
No.
Come on now.
No. Gronk.
What?
Nah, man.
Sorry, I'm too loud.
From Buffalo. I like that one.
No.
You didn't go to school with Gronk and his brothers?
If you
the
had
Gronkowskis down the street?
If you had a Gronk at school, that guy would have come off like, yo, who is this guy? Who's the FNG? Who is this guy? Get this guy out of here. He's too wild. He's doing all this crazy stuff. He's over there, behaving in ways that's probably going to get him in trouble the older he gets. Like, nah, get him out of here. He would have got dealt with after class. He would have got dealt with after school. We'd be like, yo, we got to jump this dude because he's doing too much during
him and his crazy brothers.
Yeah, they're out of control. Yeah. Anyways, we got to roll. Let's do the players call real quick.
Y'all want to hear my player call? Yeah! I think, do you want to hear the player call?
All right, so once again, this is the time when we take time to show love to someone in sports or in our lives who's done something extremely phenomenal. We got to do this quick. I'm going with the Calhouns. I meant to mention this last week. I took my son there for the first time. He had some of them Saugus wings, and he almost passed out. He really, really did. Lord. Tears of joy were rolling down his face. I couldn't believe it. I said, yes, let the anointing of those wings touch you and fill your soul. So shout outs to them. Cerrone, who you got?
real quick, just all the kids, Super Bowl winners, high school Super Bowl winners, those participating. We don't have enough time to go through it. I like to run them all off, but shout out to all the winners and for those, I think D1, D2 going today. But just shout out to all the parents who were there with their kids, all the players who won, and the guys who got there. Not just the one who won, all the players from both sides that got there through all the divisions. Shout out to y'all, and we see you, and, congratulations on your Super Bowls and going out on top.
There you go. George, who you got?
All right, quickly, I wanted to shout out anybody working in the Department of Public Works, the DPW, all the plowmen out there. We just had our first winter storm, another glazing last night. A lot of people in the comments.
Another what?
Another glazing last night. Yes. I know that word as.
Nah, go ahead, do your thing.
Yeah, pre-production.
I'm sorry.
We were talking about LeBron and things like that. But I did want to shout out to all the plowmen, all the servicemen that are out there putting in the work.
That's right.
Ignore, anybody with the noise or inconsiderate. I'm appreciative of you.
There you go. We appreciate you. Thank you all for tuning in. Are we back next week? I never know.
We are.
We're
Yes,
back
sir.
next week, 2 to 5. Tell